You think you're not watching TV? Don't watch TV and watch my videos. Choose Netflix and chill or Coach Greg and chill. Coach Greg, and welcome to episode 9 of my Q&A, where there are no stupid questions, only stupid people who ask them. So, before I get into answering that, I want to point out how I'm not a medical doctor, so I'm not prescribing you medical advice, so don't take this as a medical opinion, just take it as information from a man with a kinesiology degree. So, do what you will with it, be sure to inform your doctor, and never break the law, and be nice, and be good to each other.
Be excellent to each other.
Question 1 from Zoidberg. He says, stop making your videos so long. You make so many, I just don't have the time to dedicate solely to you. When I see the length, I just don't bother now. And I know many with serious jobs and kids do the same. Well, that's the typical loser attitude that we have as society today. People aren't willing to put in the time to do anything. They want it in 5 minutes. If you don't have the time to dedicate to learn, then don't. Watch another video. Watch one video a week. Using excuses like a serious job? Like what? People with non-serious jobs can do it? What's a serious job or a not serious job? That's a bad attitude. And with kids. Oh yeah, your kids sleep 12 hours a day. You can't have a video on in the background. What, do I curse too much? You think you're not watching TV? Don't watch TV and watch my videos. Choose Netflix and chill or Coach Greg and chill. Whatever. Stupid comment. Next, Christian Eldlund. Thanks for video. I have a question for your next Q&A. Is there any benefit from quarter reps? I see it all the time in the gym. Thanks. Yeah, there is, of course, a benefit. So once you get to failure and you can't do any more reps, quarter reps. It's like partial reps. So it's going beyond failure. That's called training harder. That's awesome. Good job. Next. Matthew Roslovic says, Greg, do you have a effing pet pig in your house? Yes, we do. Manlike asks, can you please do more Anabolic Kitchen episodes, please? Haha. Yes, I've been planning them, but Rise, my sponsor, has not sent me my package for 3 weeks. And I'm out of protein, so I cannot promote the company because they don't send me my protein. Once I get chocolate peanut butter, Reese cup deliciousness, I will make several recipes. Why don't they send it to me? I don't know. I guess I'm not important. Whatever, we'll see. Shitman says, if you don't get the sleep you need, is it still optimal to train each body part twice a week? Yes. So sleep or no sleep doesn't affect how often you should train. So if you're only sleeping 4 hours a night and you should have had more, you still train the same. It just sucks you're going to fall asleep during the day. Take some more caffeine and wake up and go train. No excuses. Michael Miller asks, would you stop the AI once the ester has cleared or after the HCG protocol is finished? Well, I mean, it depends on what your HCG protocol is, but I would stop the AI once I stop my cycle. I wouldn't wait till it's cleared. If you wait till, say, your TE shot is done and you wait till it's cleared, that'd probably take 4 to 6 weeks. You're going to keep going on your AI for 4 to 6 weeks when it's trickling down. You have hardly any left in your system at all. You're going to crash your estradiol levels. Estrogen too low. Not good. Don't do it. Fit Juanello wrote and said, why don't you go up to the 212 class in bodybuilding? If you're maxed out in the weight class for classic, why not 212? The answer is because I've already done the 212. I've already done that, been there, used a lot of supplements, don't want to risk my health that way anymore. So I'm smaller, I do cardio, I race on my bike, on Zwift, and I don't supplement nearly as much as I used to, way less, and I'm healthier for it. I have no desire to just be Mr. Sasquatch. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to place any better. I'd rather be healthy and live. Matt P11 says, do you run your HRT as IM or SubQ? I do it as IM. Swole Aspirations says, I'm surprised you're on an every 5-day man. A lot of TRT guys I speak to think the more frequent the better, up to including everyday shots. I've gone from every 5 days to every 3 days and a slightly lower dose, anecdotally feel better. So my endo had me doing it every 2 weeks. I had to debate and argue with him that every week was better, and then he was convinced by me, so he allowed me to do it every week. I now do it every 5 days. Every 5 days is more than enough. Will doing it every day be even better? Yeah, 1% better, 2%, not noticeable. Not enough to bother stabbing me many times over. It's just not worth it. I don't care. It's stable enough to give you healthy results. Same like eating. If you eat 4 times a day and that's enough, you don't need to eat 12 times a day. Is 12 times a day better? Maybe 0.1%, but it's just not worth doing. Coach, I have a question. What did you do for a living during your 20s? During my 20s, I was a school teacher from grades primary to 12. I taught physical education, math, special needs, English, economics. I don't know, there might be a few subjects I didn't teach. Pretty much taught everything back then. And in my early 20s, I was also a lobster fisherman. King Julian Fu wants to know, if you could do a video on why abs aren't showing. I tend to do consistent training. I'm training 6 days a week. I don't see the kind of results on my abs I'd like to see. It's been over 3 months, and I still haven't seen the kind of results I'd like. It's because you're eating too many calories. You need to be in a calorie deficit. So you can do sit-ups and abs and train all day long, every single day, but if you're not in a calorie deficit, you're not gonna see your abs. Your abs come out when your body fat goes down, not when you make big muscles. So it doesn't matter how big you get. If you're fat, you're not gonna be able to see the abs underneath. So think of it like this. Abs are built in a kitchen. So think of it as in, don't eat so much in the kitchen. Do more cardio, eat less calories, you'll get your abs in 3 more months. Johannes Gunnarsson wants to know, can you be 25% body fat with some visible abs? Yes, you can. If your body fat is mostly in your legs, your back, on your sides, in your arms, and so on, you could have 25% body fat and still see abs, especially under good lighting, especially flex, and so on. You could also have no abs at 25%, depends on where you hold your fat. Minus Giddy. Anybody knows how to calculate how many calories your body normally burns if you do not exercise that day? No, nobody knows this. You cannot know this. Anyone that says you can is lying to you, and anyone that looks on the computer to find this out is also stupid. Sorry, can't be done. Christopher Christo Dulu. Do you think you're doing cardio very often, but not too much? Like, 100, 150 calories, and then weightlift? The cardio would get in the way to building muscle? Of course not. That's like warm up. 100 calories, come on. Jeez. ITZ_W4R. It's friggin' WD40 wants to know here. What body types are strongmen? Because they look like endomorphs to me, but they're huge. Well, we know that body types are on a spectrum. You're a bit of each. So, powerlifter, strongmen, monster guys that are fat and big muscles are gonna be a lot of endo and a lot of meso because they're both big and muscular, big, huge monster beasts. That's what they are. So yeah, there are a lot of endo because they carry a lot of fat, and they're also a lot of meso. These 400-pound muscle men, bit of each. Satori Awakening. Are you related to Gilbert Gottfried? I am, in fact, Gilbert Gottfried's grandfather. I'm 98 years old. I had, my son in my early teens, and then he had Gilbert Gottfried. Good question. KCLSHI. Serious question. If you're an endomorph, the fatter person, and manage to get to a decent body fat percentage, let's go with like 15, 20%, decent. I'm putting words in their mouth. And you want to maintain this body fat percentage, that's good, that's what I suggest. Forever, awesome. Do you eat at maintenance? Yes. Like any other body type? Yes. Or do you continue eating in a deficit? If you continue eating in a deficit, you will lose more fat until you eventually die of anorexia. Common sense. Deficit, you get leaner and lose weight. If you don't, you're not in a deficit. Fab Fitfliss, you a father, Greg? Well, yes, I have a son who then had Gilbert Gottfried. I'm his grandfather. Obviously, I'm a father. The reason they're bringing this up is because I said father time is catching up to me. I'm like, do the people not understand, like, metaphors and stuff? I guess if you're in a different country, maybe you know that. Father time is like when you get older and it's inevitable. We all get older, and eventually you're gonna get old and lose all your muscles and lose your like stamina and energy, and you're gonna die. Father Time, it catches us all. We can't beat Father Time. Doesn't mean you're like a dad. Finna Birchen says, hey, I love your content, but one serious question is, do you have high blood pressure? I mean, so much justified rage. So no, my blood pressure right now, the last I checked, was 122/74. It's the highest it's ever been when I was on like serious, like high doses of stuff was around 135/85. I've never had high blood pressure. I've never had that issue. Could be because of my cardiovascular background, my training, or genetics. But it's not something that affects me, although it might affect you. People that don't take anything and are full on natties, exercise and everything can still have high blood pressure. Check your doctor. I am not a doctor. Kevin wants to know, why do you always talk like you're frustrated? Because I am frustrated. Bryant865, he wants to know, please explain the awesome physiques that do not train like you. Genetics. Greg, do you recommend taking creatine, and does it cause you to go bald? Yes, I recommend you take creatine, and no, it doesn't actually make you go bald. Aging does. Genetics certainly can cause it. Not creatine, but you never know. There's probably a 1 in a million chance, the same percent chance as David Lade being natural, that it could get you bald. Because trust me, with the tens of thousands of comments people have written me, I've learned to not question anything. People take sleeping pills and it wakes them up. People take caffeine and coffee and they say it makes them sleepy. People take medications and it says they make them sick. People get the flu shot to prevent getting the flu, and they think that they get the flu from it. Emily Dixon wants to know, any credibility to diet drinks preventing fat and weight loss? Again, studies done, but I'd like your take. No. So when you drink sugar-free pop and, aspartame-filled this and carb, calorie-free this and that, it does not at all affect fat loss or weight loss. Zero effect. If you're not in a deficit, you don't burn fat. If you're in a surplus, you're gonna gain weight. Has nothing to do with the calories. So if you eat drink a 100 calorie drink of pop, and if you instead drink a 0 calorie drink of pop, if it has artificial sweeteners, it's not gonna affect gaining or losing weight. The calorie total at the end of the day or week or month or year is going to determine that. Now, why do they bring this question up? They bring it up because they'll do studies and they'll ask you, do you drink artificial sweeteners or do you not? And so the skinny people tend to not have all these artificial sweeteners. The fatter people tend to have a lot of these artificial sweeteners. So then you think, well, geez, that's kind of evidence that people who drink a lot of diet drinks, it makes them fatter. But the problem is, people who drink a lot of diet drinks want to lose weight because they're already fat. People who are already shredded, they don't drink diet drinks. When you're ripped, you don't go for the diet Pepsi. You've been ripped since you were a kid. You're naturally a lean guy. But if you were 300 pounds in high school, when you go to McDonald's and you buy your burger and fries, you say, and a Diet Coke, not regular Coke, because you're trying to cut down on the calories. Maybe you shouldn't have gone to McDonald's in the first place, but that's besides the point. So it kind of tricks people into thinking that it's the diet drink that's causing the problem, when in fact it's not. So if you're overweight and you're drinking regular pop and you switch to diet and you change nothing else, you will absolutely, without question, for sure, lose weight. Because your calorie intake went down, gonna cause you to be in a deficit. That's how it works. It's a longer answer, but well worth explaining. Click subscribe and the bell button if you haven't already done so. I'm gonna wrap this up because it's already about 15 minutes long and some people have kids and families and they can't watch my long videos. So I'll make 2. Anyway, that's a wrap. GregDoucette.com for coaching. Greg Doucette, IFBB Pro. Look at me on Instagram and follow me and make comments. Watch some other videos of Natty or Nots. Both of these Natty or Nots, you want to watch it. That's the demand. Everyone wants to watch those shows. Until next time, I am out.